I just got done putting a new top on my assembly table, which is about 3 feet by 8 feet. And I'm not gonna get into any discussions of workbenches versus assembly tables. I mean, I think there's probably a school of thought for each, and who knows, maybe one of these days I'll build or buy a workbench. But I learned how to do my woodworking on an assembly table, and there's a lot of advantages to it. So this is a piece of 3/4 inch white melamine made out of, it's on a chipboard core. The melamine's kind of nice because it's clean, it's flat, you can write on it. You can, glue stuff on top of it and then scrape the glue off relatively easily. It'll last a pretty long time. And then you can flip it over and use the other side once you've messed this side up too much. Some of the other advantages of it, so it's built with an overhang. So, it's got an overhang on the side, and that is so that you can clamp directly to the table surface. And it's also cut carefully to be square. And with straight edges, I used my Festool track saw to do that. So what that means is when I'm building something and I want to glue it up, I can just use the table as a reference. It's as close to flat as I can get it. It's level and it's square, so I can just line up whatever I'm gluing up with the edges of the table and know that it's going to be square, and then just clamp it directly to it. So it saves a lot of time. In order to level it, to flatten it, I used my handy automotive shim kit that I got from Amazon. And then I also use these, I think they're called jam jacking screws. But I just had them laying around from a long time ago, and they're made by GRK. And what it is it has a head that spins and allows you to adjust the gap between two pieces of wood. So basically I used them in the center of the table, put 3 of them about every 24 inches. And then I use that to kind of fine tune the center of the table while I used shims around the edge, the automotive shims, and tried to minimize the amount of screws I put on it because it'll kind of let it float. I can always re-shim it later if it's not straight. And then also just making sure everything is countersunk down below the surface so that when I do have, finished materials on here, that they're not gonna get scraped up by the metal of the screw heads. So that's my assembly table. Just one more step towards getting ready to start to make some things.